Welcome to Zhou's Thinking Lounge, driven by curiosity. Today, I want to talk about a sentence that appears often in philosophy. To philosophize is to learn how to die. This idea is usually traced back to the ancient philosopher Socrates and later discussed by Roman thinker Cicero. At first, the sentence sounds strange. Why would philosophy begin with death? Most people avoid thinking about death. We prefer to focus on daily life, work, plans, goals, productivity. But philosophers often start somewhere else. They start with a simple fact: human life is finite. Every person has a limited amount of time, no matter how intelligent, successful, or powerful someone becomes. Time remains limited, and this limitation quietly structures our lives. If time were infinite, every decision could wait, every mistake could be corrected later, every opportunity could simply be postponed. But life does not work that way. Because life is finite, we must choose, and choice is where meaning begins. This is why philosophers take mortality seriously. In the Socratic tradition, learning philosophy also means learning how to face death calmly. Not because death is desirable, but because death defines the boundary of life. Once we recognize that life will end, our perspective begins to change. We start asking different questions. What actually matters? How should I spend my time? What kind of life is worth living? From a psychological perspective, it is natural to avoid these questions. Thinking about mortality can feel uncomfortable. It reminds us that we are not permanent. Time is limited, and choices cannot always be reversed. So people often distract themselves with constant activity, with endless productivity, with the next goal or the next plan. There is nothing wrong with these things, but if mortality is completely ignored, life can become shallow. In modern society, many systems encourage short term thinking, faster results, constant feedback, continuous growth. But mortality reminds us of something deeper. Life is not infinite game. Because time is limited, our priorities matter. And when we truly understand this, we begin to ask different questions. What do I want to build? What kind of person do I want to become? So when philosophers say to philosophize is to learn how to die, they are not encouraging pessimism. They are encouraging clarity. Understanding death helps us understand life. When we recognize that time is limited, we begin to think more carefully about what is worth spending a life on. And perhaps that is where philosophy begins. Thank you for watching Joe's Thinking Lounge. Stay curious. See you next time.